What is up, legends? We're heading into the final 2 game weeks of the season and the drama is off the charts. European qualification is wide open, chaos is brewing, and believe it or not, even Arsenal aren't safe from slipping out of the Champions League into the Europa League. Buckle up, it's going to be a wild finish. Quickly, I want to mention something. It's wild how the moment I hit 3 or 4 out of 10 predictions, someone is always instantly in the comments, "Bro, you got everything wrong." But when we are on fire with 6, 7, 8 tips correctly, like last time we had 6 correct tips and 3 perfect winners and only 1 miss out of 10, some of these critics were nowhere to be found. Like, where were you then? Shout out to the real ones though, the regulars, the adults in the room, always showing love whether it's a win or a rough week. You are the reason this channel keeps growing, but these hit and run names only show up when there's a slip up. Look, treat us like your favorite football team. When we deliver, show us some love. Don't only show up when we stumble. Don't be like Real Madrid fans, popping up only when the club wins a trophy. But enough with these people. Shout out to the real ones on the channel, the ones who discuss football and actually enjoy talking and predicting games just for fun and entertainment purposes. So, shout out to you guys. It wasn't a great week for game week 36, but at this stage it's super difficult to predict anything because a lot of teams are playing for nothing. We already know who's being relegated. It's only the top teams that's fighting for the Champions League, but even there you have no idea what to expect, like Manchester City drawing against Southampton. So this stage is really tough to predict, and I bet you already know that. So as you can see, we went from that to this. Our game week 35 was much better than game week 36, and I'm not expecting nothing perfect for the next 2 game weeks, but let's do our best and have fun. So as you can see, the first game, Fulham were hosting Everton. Our tip was both teams to score with the odds of 1.90. The actual result was 1-3, so we hit that tip. The following match, Liverpool were hosting Arsenal. Our tip was both teams to score combined was over 2.5 goals with the odds of 1.95. So we hit our tip for that. The actual result was 2-2. And the following 2 matches, we predicted the correct winners. Bournemouth were hosting Aston Villa. Against all the odds, we went ahead and said that Aston Villa are gonna get their 3 points in that away match, and that's exactly what happened. Aston Villa won 0-1. We predicted the correct winner with the odds of 2.65, so we hit that one, but we did miss the tip. And the following match, Ipswich were hosting Brentford. We missed the tip there as well, but we did predict the correct winner, that Brentford are gonna win in that away match. The actual result was 0-1. The remaining, as you can see, 6 matches. Oh boy, we had some nightmare games there. Southampton, Manchester City. Boy, 0-0 draw. Like, I could not believe it. Like, Haaland came back and Manchester City got worse. I hope that's something temporary. The following match, Wolves were hosting Brighton. Our prediction was Wolves double chance combined with both teams to score, but Wolves were horrible at home. They had a great run before they faced Manchester City. They had like 6 wins or 5 wins in a row, and after Manchester City, I guess they traumatized them and they just couldn't even score at home against Brighton. The following match, Newcastle were hosting Chelsea. Our prediction was both teams to score combined was under 5.5 goals because we did predict that Chelsea are gonna defeat Liverpool in the previous game week, so I was expecting a little bit better from Chelsea this time, but their red card messed up as well. But yeah, so they lost to Newcastle 2-0. The following match, Manchester United were hosting West Ham. Our tip was United double chance combined was both teams to score. Boy, Manchester United and Tottenham, I think they're just down with the Premier League. As long as they know they're not getting relegated, they don't mind to lose the remaining of the games in the Premier League. So our prediction was United double chance combined with both teams to score. United lost at home to West Ham 0-2. I couldn't stop laughing there. And Forest Leicester, our prediction was Forest to win combined was under 4.5 goals. I thought that Forest are gonna put up a better fight to actually qualify to the Champions League, but I don't know what happened there. The following match, Tottenham Crystal Palace, our tip was both teams to score combined was under 5.5 goals. But guess what? Tottenham couldn't score. Nothing new there. I don't know how the final is gonna go between Manchester United and Tottenham in the Europa League. It looks like both teams to lose there. So yeah guys, game week 36 was really funny. Now let's dive into game week 37 and hope we're gonna do much better than this. At least like game week 35, we had 6 correct tips plus 3 correct winners and only 1 totally wrong. So let's dive in. Let's go. First match of the week, Aston Villa will be hosting Tottenham, 6 against the 17s. Aston Villa, fresh off a gritty 1-0 win over Bournemouth, despite being down to 10 men. That win is actually helping them to solidify their European ambitions. Ollie Watkins continues his quest for 100 Premier League goals, and with Spurs defense resembling Swiss cheese lately, he might just get there sooner than expected. Tottenham on the other side are having a season they'd rather forget, sitting perilously close to the relegation zone with 20 losses. Their recent 2-0 home defeat to Crystal Palace was cherry on top of a very bitter cake. The reverse fixture back in November, Spurs turned the tables on Villa with a commanding 4-1 victory at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. Dominic Solanke netted the brace, while Brennan Johnson and James Maddison also got on the score sheet. So since Tottenham have absolutely nothing to play for and fully concentrated on that Europa League final against Manchester United, Villa fans might want to bring sunglasses. The future is looking bright. I believe Aston Villa will get it done and get back to the Champions League positions. I strongly believe in that, and also take that revenge for that 4-1 loss in the reverse fixture. So my score prediction for this match is 2-0 for Aston Villa, and my tip is Aston Villa to win combined with under 4.5 goals at 1.95. On to the next one. Chelsea will be hosting Manchester United, 5th against the 17th. Chelsea's recent 2-0 defeat to Newcastle has them clinging to European qualification hopes. The Blues need to rediscover their form quickly. That red card in the first half that Nicholas Jackson received, it just messed up everything for the entire team. And Manchester United's 2-0 home loss to West Ham marked their 15th loss of the season, setting a new Premier League era record for the club. That's their season. Like, I have never seen Manchester United that low. Seriously, they're in a desperate need of a morale boost. But you know where that comes from? Of course, them qualifying to the Europa League and now facing Tottenham there and potentially getting the golden ticket to the Champions League for the next season and getting a title this season. But back to this game, in reverse fixture, these two teams played out a tight 1-1 draw at Old Trafford back in November, but this time around, I'm definitely backing the Blues to get the crucial points to actually help them to qualify to the Champions League. So my score prediction for this match is 2-1 for Chelsea, and my tip is Chelsea to win combined with under 4.5 goals at 1.85. On to the next one. Everton will be hosting Southampton, 13th against the 20th. Everton's 3-1 victory over Fulham really surprised me. The Toffees are finishing the season really strong. And from the other side, Southampton's goalless draw against Manchester City was a surprising result as well, but obviously they remain at the bottom of the table. They just avoided the worst record of the Premier League, which belongs to Derby County, who only accumulated 11 points in the Premier League in the entire season. So with that draw against City, they got their much needed 1 point and now they have 12, and so Derby County still remains the worst record in the history of the Premier League. And surprisingly, in the reverse fixture between these two teams, Southampton secured the win 1-0 over Everton at St. Mary's back in November. Now, will Everton be able to take their revenge? Let's wait and see. But I feel like the home team fans may be treated to another goal fest. And if Everton is going to sign a couple of good players, I'm not going to be surprised if they're going to end up in the top 7 next season or even fight for those European competitions. But it's really tough to predict anything in this game because these teams are not fighting for anything at all. But I'm still going to back the home team in this one. My score prediction for this match is 3-1 for Everton. And my tip is Everton to win combined with under 4.5 goals at 1.74. And I hope they're not going to disappoint us like Manchester City did against Southampton. On to the next one. West Ham will be hosting Nottingham Forest, 15th against the 7th. West Ham shamelessly defeated Europa League finalists Manchester United at Old Trafford 2-0. The goals came from James Bowen and 𝗗𝗔𝗜𝗏. But it seems like the only thing that's West Ham fighting for is not to end the season in the 17th place. And from the other side, Nottingham Forest, I was really disappointed by their draw against Leicester at home which significantly lowered their chances to qualify to the Champions League. But congrats to all Forest fans for your team guaranteeing themselves European football for next season. That is a huge achievement. I'm pretty sure nobody could see that Nottingham doing it this season. Fantastic result. And if they qualify to the Champions League, then this would be the first time Nottingham Forest participating in the Champions League after being the defending champions. But despite their draw against Leicester, it doesn't mean they're not going to be able to qualify. They just have to win their next 2 games. I hope Forest wins their next 2 games and will actually go to the Champions League. Morgan Gibbs-White continues to attract attention from bigger clubs, but Forest playing in European football, be it Champions League or Europa League, may keep a lot of good players loyal to the club, at least for a season. And interestingly, in reverse fixture, Forest were able to defeat West Ham 3-0. Can they do it again? Let's wait and see. But my score prediction for this match is 1-2 for Nottingham Forest. Yes, I still believe they can do it. And my tip is both teams to score odds 1.75. On to the next one. Brentford will be hosting Fulham 8th against the 11th. Brentford's 1-0 win over Ipswich Town was a testament to their resilience, and they are in a terrific form, 6 unbeaten run. Unfortunately, they won't qualify for European competition, so I'm not sure how much motivation they're gonna bring to this game, but they may want to end up in the top 10 when the season is over, so they may actually put up a fight in this one. Fulham's European dream took a hit after their back-to-back losses. First 1-0 to Aston Villa, then at home to Everton 1-3. They'll need to regroup to finish the season on a high note. In reverse fixture, Fulham edged out Brentford 2-1 at Craven Cottage back in November. A closely contested London derby with the bragging rights on the line. But judging these teams by their form, seems like Fulham don't mind losing their remaining games. Like, I don't know, they're playing like they just want to end the season and just go on vacation. My score prediction for this match is 3-0 for Brentford, and my tip is Brentford double chance combined with over 2.5 goals, odds 2.0. Or if you want something simple, then Brentford to win, odds 1.80. On to the next one. Leicester will be hosting Ipswich 19th against the 18th. Leicester's 2-2 draw with Nottingham Forest showed signs of life, but their relegation is already confirmed, so pride is all that's left to play for, and of course James Vardy's last games. And Ipswich lost at home against Brentford 0-1, and really these teams have nothing to play for, and anything can happen in this game. It can go 0-0 draw, boring, nobody wants to play, or they may put up an insane fight and end 3-3 draw, so you never know. But the interesting part is that the last 3 times these two teams faced each other, all 3 games ended with a 1-1 draw, believe it or not. So I'm not gonna be surprised if we're gonna get another 1-1 draw in this one, but I'm gonna back the home team. So my score prediction for this match is 2-1 for Leicester, and my tip is Leicester double chance combined with under 3.5 goals, odds 2.0. Or again, if you want something simple, then Leicester to win, odds 2.30. On to the next one of the games I'm looking forward to. Arsenal will be hosting Newcastle, 2nd against the 3rd. Arsenal's comeback from 2-0 down to draw 2-2 with Liverpool demonstrated their resilience, and they actually reminded us their previous 2 games where they were leading and then let the other teams to take over. They did that to Liverpool. Bukayo Saka's return from injury has been a huge boost for the Gunners for sure. Martinelli scored in the 47th minute and Mikel Merino in the 70th minute, but then he decided that he's done for the day and received a red card in the 79th minute. That's 9 minutes after he scored the goal, and he just took his early shower. And Newcastle from the other side, that 2-0 victory over Chelsea had them dreaming of Champions League nights. Anthony Gordon's form has been instrumental for them. Now a little bit of history. In reverse fixture, Newcastle nicked it 1-0 at St. James Park in November, in a game where Arsenal's attacking trio looked like they've mistaken the goalpost for coat racks. So when it comes to this game, these two teams chasing different definitions of success. Expect some fireworks, late drama, and at least one Twitter from one of the fan bases declaring their club is finished. But super important thing to bring up in this matchup is that these two teams faced each other in the beginning of this year 2025 in the EFL Cup, and both games were won by the Magpies 2-0, same scoreline. You heard it right. So my score prediction for this match is 1-0 for Arsenal. I am backing them, but I'm not gonna be surprised if Newcastle actually is gonna show up and win this game. And my tip is Arsenal double chance combined with under 3.5 goals, odds 1.85. On to the next one. Brighton will be hosting Liverpool, 9th against the 1st. Brighton's 2-0 win over Wolves showcased their attacking flair. They're aiming to finish the season very strong, and Liverpool from the other side are playing in a chill mode after winning the title. But their 2-2 draw with Arsenal showed vulnerabilities, and there's been a hot topic recently. Trent Alexander-Arnold impending departure has been a talking point, and I keep seeing these memes all over the internet, mostly from the Reds fan, where it says something like, "I'm just a normal kid who got greedy." So I don't know, what do you guys think? Leave your comments. Is he doing the right thing to leave Liverpool? In reverse fixture, Liverpool secured a 2-1 victory over Brighton at Anfield, so we can expect some goals and perhaps a few defensive lapses. Let's see. When it comes to my prediction, I'm gonna back the home team 2-1, and my tip is both teams to score combined with under 5.5 goals, odds 1.74. On to the next one. Crystal Palace will be hosting Wolves, 12th against the 14th. First of all, Crystal Palace has a super important match against Manchester City in the FA Cup final on May 17th, and that's before this match. It would be great to see Palace winning a title, but it's not gonna be an easy task. This city is hungry because they couldn't win the major titles like Premier League or the Champions League, so it was an unsuccessful campaign this year. So why not to win a title here? Just get the FA Cup. Crystal Palace's 2-0 win over Spurs was a highlight in an otherwise inconsistent season, but we gotta admit, 𝗗𝗓𝗦𝗔𝗜𝗠𝗘𝗥 as a continues to dazzle. Wolves' 2-0 loss to Brighton was a setback, but the emergence of 17-year-old Matheus Mane offers some hope for the future. And let's take a look at the reverse fixture. The two sides played out a 2-2 draw, so let's see how this one will go. But my score prediction for this match is 2-1 for Crystal Palace. I'm backing the home team, and my tip is both teams to score, odds 1.75. And the last match of the week, Manchester City will be hosting Bournemouth, 4th against the 10th. This is another match I would want to watch, but before this, as I mentioned earlier, Manchester City has an important game against Crystal Palace in the FA Cup final. So if they actually win that title, they would be hyped up in this one and definitely try to climb back to the top and guarantee themselves a Champions League position. But to be honest, City's goalless draw against Southampton really shocked me. It was super unexpected, at least for me. And as I previously mentioned, either on game week 36 or 35, that Manchester City was actually playing better without Haaland. And look, as soon as he's back, it's a draw against the worst team in the Premier League. I don't know, I hope it's something temporary, but I don't know, like it's just not working lately for him. Bournemouth's 1-0 loss to Aston Villa was really hard fought, but Villa had a lot to fight for and they had to return to the Champions League and actually won the game just like we predicted. And they must return to the Champions League. They have some unfinished business, at least that's how they feel, after almost making a comeback against PSG at Villa Park. And back to this game, in reverse fixture between these two teams, Bournemouth actually were able to defeat City 2-1. Now, the question is, can Manchester City take their revenge on that? Or just like they couldn't find a way to score a goal against Southampton, they're gonna stumble here as well. We just gotta wait and see. But my score prediction for this match is 3-1 for Manchester City, and my tip is Manchester City to win combined with under 5.5 goals, odds 1.75. And that's all guys, that was our Premier League week 37 predictions. Leave your predictions and comments in the comment section. Put thumbs up if you liked the video and subscribe so you're not gonna miss our next releases, and bye for now.